Hello, perv lords, scrub lords, and everyone in between. I just want to say this is my second time trying to record this. I fucked up my recording, and because of it, I had to start the game from scratch. So we are back where we left off, but do know that for the first little while, my reactions won't be what they were, and I'm not going to fake them. So without further ado, enjoy the saga that is Haven. Like I said, here's where we last left off. Stare into the eyes of your soul. I can't do that with you. You're too high up. You're too low. I mean, damn it. So we gotta go outside.
What if we grabbed a little snack for the road?
Huh. Sounds good. I'll bring the first aid kit as well, just in case.
Well, if we're bringing a snack, then how about some spicy ep2? Hey. Cook more. And roasted apple dew. Can confirm. Put in fridge. Hey, we can bring them with us. That's a lot of apple dews, though. Let's go.
Did it move?
No, I don't think so.
Balding bloot! Ugh, it's over. It's not going back straight. We'll never be able to fix it. We are condemned to living on an incline in a broken ship forever. Until our body adapts and one of our legs starts shrinking to even us out.
Excuse me. That's not how bodies work.
That's not how things work.
I know that's not how things work. Nothing is working the way it should. Especially not this bloating tracto globe.
Poor thing is doing what it can. It wasn't designed to lift ships in the first place.
I know. But I was hoping it would go the extra mile. Right now, the batteries drain out even before lifting the nest off the ground.
What if we plugged it into a flow spring?
I thought about that, but we'd have to be able to seal the pipe shut. Unfortunately, I don't think they make gaskets for flow springs from a distant planet.
Perhaps we can make one.
With what? Paper mache?
Remember yesterday when I told you that rust scatters when it comes in contact with flow? We could use that feature to sculpt a gasket out of pieces of rust.
You could do that?
I don't think I could sculpt a nude statue of you or a super complex component, but molding a gasket? That seems doable.
That's awesome!
Hold on, let's not start pushing before the panties are pulled down.
I love that
Excuse
saying.
me?
You've never heard of that saying?
No.
Must be a truth thing then. That means let's not celebrate before we...
Yeah. I got it. Anyway, how much rust do you need in order to pull the panties down?
I don't know. 4 or 5 blocks like those we already got?
Okay, so let's try and find that.
I think we've got everything we need to mold a joint for the tractoglobe. Alright then. Ready when you are.
I'm just waiting on you. I can't wait to get going.
And the repair.
So?
Well, it fits. That's a good sign. Let's get this ball rolling.
What?
What? Haven't you heard of that one either?
Oh no, I have. It's just a really old-fashioned saying.
Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, that's worse.
Can you just switch on the tractoglobe, please?
Okay.
My reaction to those are still the same. I love the old humor. It gets me every time.
It worked!
We did it. Now, we just need to fix up the wings and the turbine and the hypopropellers and...
Don't be so cynical. Getting the nest out of the crevasse was quite a feat.
Huh? No, don't get me wrong. I am genuinely delighted. I love fixing things up. But I don't think we need to get started right away.
That's a relief.
Before we start fixing anything, we'll need to find the replacement parts.
True. Ow. Ah. Hey, we got a show.
I thought it smelled good around here.
Sorry, I kind of missed my U-turn.
We'll do better next time.
Ow. Sorry for the coughs. My existence is pain, don't you know?
This way is also full of rust.
Not for long. Another bit of rust for your collection?
Oh, cool. I don't have this one yet.
Humor. Oh,
Be
shit.
careful. These creatures don't seem to be in their right mind.
I did notice that.
Combat style. Double blast.
All right, that's it.
Impact.
One of them is
Striker.
weak. We should be able to pacify it.
Copy that. Bye-bye.
One to go. I got this.
Ooh, that looks bad. All right, that's it. Settle down. Now's the time.
Pacify.
Let's get it over with.
And done. Who's next?
And now he's back to being sweet. Seems like it was the rust that made him aggressive.
I'd do the same if I were them.
I'd do the same if I were them.
What?
Think about it this way. You wake up in the morning with a rash covering your body. If you scratch it, it gets worse. If you don't scratch it, it still gets worse. Of course you're gonna lash out first chance you get.
I don't think this is the same thing.
Of course it is. Tell her Oink. Tell Kay that I'm right. Oink. His name is Oink now.
Good boy, Oink. Oink is best boy. Now, must have my rust collection. I may or may not fast forward these parts where I'm cleaning up the island.
Another one.
More apple the dew.
Zip into the back. What are they?
You've never heard of boba nuts? They're one of the most nutritious nuts.
25% carbohydrates, 50% protein, 75% lipids.
That's 150, buddy.
That adds up to 150%.
Precisely. A great mystery of modern science.
You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
Maybe. But once you have a taste of my boba salad, you will forget all about it.
Boba nuts!
We almost missed this one.
Hold up. More boba nuts.
This way.
Ah, stop disorienting me.
You started it. That'll teach him.
I got
Eat that. It's ripe for the picking.
harvest time.
You block, I'll hit.
Great job.
You're welcome. Oh, bloot. Shielding. Keep him coming.
Hit.
Nice shot.
This one's ready.
Yep.
That didn't seem to bother him much. Ugh, shield up. He didn't
Impact.
like that too much.
Sultry impact.
Their turn.
I got this.
Pacify all.
Ready?
That should do it. There you go.
We're that
Yo. Let's get more flow. Alright, the last bit should be up there. Get though. Hold up, there should be more boba nuts in that thing.
It isn't ripe yet.
Aw, no, I only gave 2 boba? No, it's not fair. I want more boba.
What does she want?
Impact Driver!
I got this.
Dodge this one. This one's. Done and
You're safe.
nice.
Keep him coming.
That looks bad. Cover me. Your turn.
Yep.
Take that.
Ooh.
I'll keep them at bay. Oh,
You started it.
nice one. This one's ready.
I'm on it.
Pacify all.
Now we're on fire.
Well done. You make a good team.
Give me my apple dew.
All clean.
There we go. On to the next islet. If I can find it. That is. I'm hoping that's the right one. Otherwise, we gotta do more exploring. There we go. Apologies for all the coughs. My health is not the best in the world.
Do you see what I'm seeing?
What?
It's straight ahead. An aerial flow thread.
Oh, yeah. Do you think it could carry us all the way up there?
Only one way to find out. Seems like that's the highest we'll get.
That wasn't too far off. Look, there's another bridge over there.
Ugh, I wanted to go all the way up.
We'll have to lay off the apple juice then.
A sly way of saying we're fat. Boba Nut. Hold the phone. Give me that. I must have my rust collection. Thank you.
Did you feel that?
What?
Like a tremor.
No, I wasn't paying attention.
I hope I imagined it.
Should we take a break?
Indeed. If you told me one day I'd be millions of lumsec from the apiary watching rocks flying by,
Beautiful, isn't it?
I'd say intriguing. I'm trying to figure out how it works.
I'm pretty sure you don't know how nucleosynthesis works either. But you can still appreciate the stars in the sky.
That's true. It could be worse.
Yeah. Actually, this is all thanks to the matchmaker.
What?
Think about it. Imagine the matchmaker had put us together. We would have spent our boring lives in the apiary without surprise, and we would have never ended up here, together, watching rocks flying by.
Don't care about the rocks.
I don't care about these rocks. All I care about is being with you. Here, in the apiary, in deep space, or at the bottom of a hole. It's all the same to me. It's all decorative.
Some decor are a bit nicer than others, though.
Yeah, but that's... what's that phrase you use in sciences? Oh yeah, negligible amounts.
That's just cute. Shit. Let's go. Get up. No, I need to go up. Must collect boba nuts. Boom. Cleaned. Right to the cleaners. It's hard to believe that only 40% of people who played this game have got the hand-holding. It's so easy to do.
I have to say, it's much nicer this way.
Who the hell are you? Here, I thought this island was clean.
Did I just see that thing eat up a flow thread?
Sure did. That's probably why these creatures don't seem affected by the rust.
Good for them. But I hope they're sparing some for others. Us, namely.
Shiny rust. Wait, how can rust be shiny?
I feel like she's avoiding us.
Whoa. I'm not sure what his toy did to him, but I wouldn't like to be in its place.
Hold on. Isn't that...
What?
Let's get a closer look.
Doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna deal with the rust before I deal with him. Oh no, my throat. Oh, nom, 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 nom. That is a bit better. It's not great. I don't know what's wrong with me, but someday, hopefully, my coughing will be gone. It's like I'm possessed by the Pokemon known as coughing. It's not fun. Not one bit. Sorry, had a pretty bad cough I had to expel there, so had to put myself on mute.
Spotted.
Oh, no you don't.
And more rust.
You can never have too much.
Bring it on, creature.
Make way. Nice shot.
Cover me.
Got it.
Are you okay? Booyah!
You started it. How? You're too slow.
Your turn.
I'm on it.
Ooh. You know what? Shield up. Ooh.
You. Chill.
You like that? Ooh. That looks bad.
Let's get it over with.
And done. Ooh. Boom, baby!
Come on.
Well done.
I got your back.
Sweet.
Get back.
Oh, Bloot, eat that. I don't even think he felt that.
Oh, come on! No way!
Okay, so he hates this.
Target locked.
He's ripe for the picking.
Harvest time. Your turn.
Yep,
And
Now
boom.
shoot.
the end.
Yo. What's her HP looking like? Ooh, not so great.
They're tailing us.
Where's the last piece of this thing? Oh, don't tell me it's him.
We lost him.
Inventory. Nest or camping areas. To be served at a dinner or a picnic. Oh, this is gonna suck, isn't it?
Okay. It would seem that he's not gonna share his toy.
What did I tell you?
I'll keep them at bay.
Started it. It seems like my attacks aren't landing.
Maybe if we both attacked at the same time.
Duo
Fist.
blast.
It didn't flinch.
You could have waited for me to attack.
You. I think we found the right technique.
Ready when you are.
Duo
Ready.
impact.
Ha! I'm sure he felt that. Same attack, same time. He's too impervious.
We should coordinate our attacks.
Ready when you are.
All set.
You want some more? Fist.
We should try. It seems like my attacks aren't landing.
Maybe
Shield.
if we both attacked at the same time. Ready when you
Duo
are.
impact. Oh no, my voice is dying. Not mid-battle.
Now! Eat it!
On your mark.
Anytime.
Ready.
Go, go, go!
Perfect blast.
Let's
Ow. Pacify!
Pow! Who's next? Done and done.
This toy behind.
That's not a toy. Looks like...
A robot.
A robot?
almost. It's a Draka. Drone for autonomous cartography. Very old tech. The kind we sent out to Beauty before it was integrated to the apiary.
Oh.
Seems like they pondered integrating Source for a while as well. I wonder why they changed their minds.
Could be the fact that this planet is scattered like a puzzle.
Probably was a factor. The Draka may hold some answers.
You're kidding.
No, really. Stuff from that era was built tough. We may be able to boot it back up. Okay. I might have spoken a bit quickly. The flow circuits are completely fried. But look at what I was able to salvage.
Ooh, anti-grav.
The anti-grav chips don't seem to be damaged. I should be able to make them compatible with our boots by tweaking the connectors a bit.
Whoa.
Even better, the mapping module is also working perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
If I plug that into the glove's power source, it should... Boom! This should be very helpful for finding our way around the bits of land.
You never cease to impress me.
Ah, that's nothing really. These old machines are plain and simple astronautical engineering. Not like the new stuff with boronic nano components everywhere. Whoa, Kay! Your face is all swollen.
You should see the other guy.
You should see the other guy.
Idiot.
But don't worry, it's gonna be okay.
Now we just need to find a place to lay low and clean up these wounds.
Would the nest work?
Certainly.
So, that way we can map out the different bits?
Yeah, and with this, we can make our way back to the nest a lot easier. Hey, look! It says there's another bridge in this area.
Perfect. That way we can test if your thingy works.
Give me my energy. And boom!
Isn't this the bridge we took to get here?
It is.
Okay.
Right on. Seems like the rate.
Are you surprised?
The radar works. Yeah. Oh, they're getting their crunk on.
This is weird.
What is?
It looks like there's also a pre-recorded location on the radar.
What could it be?
I don't know. Little Draka's favorite picnic spot?
In that case, we definitely have to check it out.
You know, as soon as we heal up. That is. Cause boys, healing in Nidaru.
Come on, give me your boots. Once I plug in these chips, they'll be like a whole new pair.
I can barely figure out left from right as they are.
First, let's go a healing. Cure. They got their health back. Yeah. We're back up to full. Enhance. Anti-grav.
I'm gonna kill them. I swear I am gonna kill them.
Are you sure you don't want to take a break, get some fresh air?
No! These looting anti-grav chips aren't the boss of me.
I still don't understand what the problem is.
The problem is, there is such a thing as a standard. And the Borons who designed this drone thought it might be fun to improve this standard. Except, If you take a standard and improve upon it, you get
2 standards? I don't know.
2 standards?
0 standard. And so now, it looks like I have to machine these boron chips. Just so they can fit in these blooting boots.
Anything I can do to help?
No, I'm okay. I'm done.
What? But that was super quick.
Well, yeah, when you have the right tools.
I mean, since you were complaining, I was thinking that it would take a while.
It's a matter of principle. Let's go. We'll see if these work outside.
Anti-grab boots. The boots have been upgraded.
Ready to test these bad boys?
I guess. What are we doing?
Okay, follow the thread as usual, except this time, we should be able to make it till the end.
Yahoo! We can fly, we can fly, we can fly. Whoa, this is going for a while.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
You've traveled across space, but floating a few feet above the ground is awesome?
Awesomeness is very subjective, you.
In any case, these boots are working. We should try them with that thread we weren't able to use last time.
Do you remember where it was?
The mapping module certainly does.
But I'm gonna go and cook some new food, and that will be it for
All right.
today.
Give me those medical plants of yours. Time to fire up the synthesizer.
Huh?
With this thing, we'll be right back on our feet.
Are you sure you know how?
I have a synthesizer in my ship. Of course I know how these work.
No, wait, that's not the way.
I know what I'm doing.
Really? Because at this stage, you should...
Ugh! Look, I've always done it this way, and it's always worked out. You're not gonna tell me how to use my own synthesizer.
All right. All right, as you wish.
Huh. Okay. Pepper pills.
Haha! There! What do you say about that?
All right. I didn't know you could also do it that way.
And?
Sorry, I doubted you.
And?
I love you?
Okay, that's not what I was expecting, but it'll do.
Alright, the final cook of the episode. Come to think of it, probably the only cook of the episode. Apple Dew! No. Glazed boba. Let's see what both of these are like put together. Boba salad. Put it in the fridge.
All right, you can open your eyes. Surprise anniversary!
Huh?
I meant to say surprise, and then I thought, happy anniversary. I panicked.
Whose anniversary is it?
It's our anniversary. 1 month on Source.
Only a month?
Month?
What? Are you saying I'm boring company?
No, don't be silly. It's just that the day we crashed here seems so distant. We've done so many things, learned so much. I feel like I've lived more in 1 month here than I did all those years in the apiary.
Oh yeah, I feel the same. So, are you gonna open your present? Well, our present.
Sure. Uh-huh. What is it?
Fermented apple juice. I stuck them in the soaker tub to accelerate the process. I'm calling it apple brew.
Do you think that it's any good?
Well, worst case scenario, we just wasted some apple juice. No big deal.
Should we open it now?
We can open it whenever you want.
Celebration!
To us. Hey, that's really good, actually.
Really strong, too. Do you remember the first time you talked about leaving the apiary?
Of course. I'd had a shouting match with my mom. I was just angry.
No, before that.
Before?
We had landed the nest on a hilltop, we were stargazing, and you said, "Come on, let's go." I haven't stopped thinking about it since that day. I think that's what pushed me to dig into the Astro Company archives, which led me to find the coordinates of Source. I wanted to be ready for the day.
Wait, when was that?
I don't remember. Right at the beginning, you and your mom got in a fight. You hopped into the nest at night, and you picked me up at my house.
Was that when we went to the uplands?
Yes, the uplands. That's it.
Oh, Flute, I remember. It was in Frocember. It was super cold out. I was freezing. I just wanted to get back into the nest. That's why I said, let's go. And since you didn't respond, I thought you wanted to stay outside. So I didn't push it. I actually caught a beast of a cold that night.
Wait, so that means if I hadn't misunderstood that night...
It wouldn't have changed a thing.
It wouldn't have changed a thing.
Well, still, that means we would have never known about Source. We would have never come all the way here.
I'm not buying your story.
Huh?
Why were we stargazing that night? You spent the entire night pointing out this and that constellation to me, wondering if there might be other inhabitable planets outside of the apiary. Other forms of life? You were completely obsessed with the sky. I was even trying to open up about my issues, but you barely listened. And off you went again, chattering about the comets, the microorganisms, or whatever. So, keeping in mind that you had access to this data about Source, and the fact that you are K, do you really think you would have never stumbled upon this planet anyway?
You might be right. Was I really that annoying?
Yes. I came to see you that night because I needed someone. I had nowhere else to go. But at the time, I regretted it. I was actually thinking it would be the last time we saw one another. But you insisted. And the following week, you came to see me in the evening with your little homemade cookies. We chatted all night. And I do believe that is when I fell in love.
The cookies? Really? The cookies?
Really? The cookies? That's what made you fall in love?
In my defense, they were some excellent cookies. But no, idiot, it wasn't the cookies. It was the thoughtfulness. I was sick, my nose was all swollen, croaking voice. I was a mess. And you just showed up, without me asking. I'd only known you for barely 3 weeks. You took care of me. You baked me some cookies. You stayed and chatted all night, even though it was pretty clear nothing would happen. And you kept on making me laugh, even though it hurt every time I laughed. I hated you.
What was it? Did you fall in love, or did you hate me?
Well, they're not mutually exclusive. Kinda like salty sweet.
Here, give me a taste.
Aww. New gliding tricks, 360 grabs and backflips. What? Max health increased. Yeah, let's go. Validate.
And done. It's all straightened out. Everything's tidy and clean.
Besides us, that is.
Yeah, we are kinda stinky. Off to the shower then?
Ah, Bloot.
What is it?
I just mobbed the bathroom.
Oh. Do you think we can marinate another 10 to 15 minutes in our own filth?
Honestly, can do.
And here we are, back where we started. Staring into the soul of Kay. Oh, I didn't know I had that little bit of facial hair there. Neat. But without further ado, have a great day, have a great week, have an even better month. Keep this your button lashed because we know it sucked. And goodbye.